Come to Don's Depot.
Get Todd fit.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Here we go. Hi. Once upon a groove on an old soul tune. I watch the pin move to shape the breakthroughs. Who makes moves, maneuver in the right direction. The rest of you get left behind and messed up in this session. I'm not trying to make a difference. Maybe some pocket change.
Welcome to Drunk Live!
Yeah.
Hey. Episode 212 here at Austin, Texas. Don's Depot. I'm Travis.
I'm Dylan.
We're a podcast that takes place in bars and restaurants all over the world. Really just in the continental U.S. Well, actually, I'm sorry, and in Hawaii as well. Only in the United States. Sometimes, maybe the world someday. We like to do it. Like to have some drinks at Don's Depot in Austin, Texas. Chill out, talk about things that happened over the week, and do it with interesting people. And this week, I've actually been excited about this for a couple weeks because, I don't really get a chance to hang out with you as much as I want to. And now you're my captive. You have to talk to me directly, and I get to ask you pointed questions. This is great. It's Todd Fitt. He's the what are you? The head director of the CIA. No,
That'd be all right.
we'll give for people who don't know who you are, like an elevator pitch of what you do, like consummate service person.
I guess I'm just a bartender who recently decided that I was only going to bartend when I can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
get the fuck out.
And then get the fuck out and go to another country. So as soon as I make enough money to buy a plane ticket, I buy a plane ticket, I save the money.
Yeah.
And then I go to another country.
Yeah.
And I try to do it to where I know where people are. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to work illegally in other countries. So,
yeah.
And then I come back when I run out of money or the job is over.
Fill it back up. Fill up the coffers. Get the hell out.
Yep.
What is that called? You're basically, you're a professional vagrant. Is what you're
I've figured that out. Yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
Migrant worker.
Migrant worker.
Yeah. A somewhat well-paid migrant worker.
Yeah. Well, for spring break and migrate down to Cancun.
Yeah.
It's Cozumel.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Well, we'll definitely.
I'm behind the times.
Sure. But there's three questions we asked people who've been on the show for the first time. The first question is, what are you drinking?
I drink Miller Lite and well whiskey. TW Sam, or I'm sorry, 10 High.
10 High here?
Yeah.
No Sam here?
I'm sorry?
There's no TW Sam?
No.
Okay.
That's other bars.
Sure. Yeah.
Which I won't name because...
It's the oldie whiskey with a handle. A jug, excuse me, it's a jug. It comes in gallons.
It's cheap or because that's a kitschy thing?
No, it's cheap. It actually is. It's a plastic jug. But
okay. I wasn't sure where you're going.
Yeah,
I've seen some really nice bourbons that are ornate little, fancy little, jugs and
That was my mistake. Not in a barrel.
So this is on the very bottom of all shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is... Yeah, I drink terrible whiskey. I mean, I drink good whiskey.
Dave's whiskey.
When I have there's certain whiskeys I will drink depending on where I am. Like my favorite is Elmer T. Lee, but it's very, very hard to find. So.
Sure, and you're not going to drink it at Don's. You're not drinking it to get wasted, right?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I have, but
sure, of course.
You don't take shots of it,
right?
No,
Yeah.
It's definitely a sipping drink.
So, second question is, what's your spirit animal?
Pappy Van Winkle. Throw it out there.
Yeah, no,
Guess you need one.
Because I haven't really thought about that before. I smoke Camel, so I'll just go with Camel.
You go with Camel?
Yeah,
okay. Well,
why
you have to
not?
explain more than just cigarettes. Like, what makes you a camel?
I can go long distances.
Okay.
You can take that however you want, I guess.
Arid temperatures is.
Yeah, no, I
Drink a lot of water.
I drink. I drink a lot of bottled water when I'm traveling, and I go long distances. Yeah, so that gets the Camel.
Joe Camel was a cool mofo back in the day.
He was a cool ass too.
He was.
Yeah. There's the reason I started smoking when I was 6. He just looks so fucking cool.
Yeah. 12 for me.
12 for you.
Yeah. I stole my dad's Vantages.
Ooh.
Yeah. They were terrible.
Yeah.
But he did it. It must have been cool. So
Right.
he was actually trying to quit. I found out later. He was trying to smoke the shittiest cigarette he could find, and Vantages were number one.
And it just didn't take, huh?
So
That's funny. Third question is unique to you. So if you ever make it famous and someone interviews you and asks the same question, that means they've listened to the show and they're ripping us off.
all right.
It's also unique to you as no one else is going to get this question. Polos, yes or no? Like polo shirts, yes or no?
Collars up or down? Is there a distinction there?
Collars down.
Just
Okay.
shirts in general. Like
Making sure.
some people think they're tacky. Some people think they'll take it.
I wore them when I was younger, and
Yeah.
they were comfortable. So,
Okay.
if I can find a good one, I'll wear it. But
Would you go to jail for a polo T-shirt?
No.
Okay. There.
No,
Okay.
no.
So you're really
Wait.
not a big fan of polos.
Branded polo, the actual like Ralph Lauren, or
Right,
sure,
come on. One of those is grand theft. One of them is just petty theft.
I'm trying to avoid jail as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure as shit not going to jail for a shirt.
Yeah. Especially if you're about to leave.
Yeah.
So-
Or in another country. Which
Yeah.
would be even worse.
Yeah. I can even imagine what. I
Oh,
mean,
that'd be a pollo shirt. I believe that's how they pronounce it.
Yeah.
well, that's our show. Thanks so much for listening.
Yeah. I enjoyed being here.
Yeah. So tell us about. So it, and I want to make sure this is clear for people listening. This was before Trump.
Yes.
This was not a political move. That you were not an expat. You decided you were going to pick up and you were going to move to Cozumel.
Yeah. It was like 3 years in the making.
3 years in the making. Okay, I actually didn't know that part.
Yeah.
I knew it was months before that whole thing was even going to come down, and
It was a guy I went to high school with bought a bar.
Yeah.
And when he bought the bar, I was the first person to know about it. And he was like, hey, I'm going to want you to come down here. And so I lived like 3 years. Like, I'm supposed to go to Mexico. And then every time, like the day that I was like, you know what, this isn't going to work, he would text me, call me, whatever. Like, I might have something for you, blah, blah, blah. And finally, I actually went to Germany for like 10 days. And I was in Germany and I was thinking about it. I was like, this is never going to happen. This is like 3 years later. Like, it's never going to happen. Like, just travel, do your thing. And I literally landed I got back into Austin. And I went to my apartment and my phone just blew up. He's like, I bought you a plane ticket. You're going to start work. I'm like, okay, I'm in. Let's do this.
All right. So you got, and how long were you there?
I was there about 5 months.
5 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it there that you started to feel this itch to do it again? Because it is weird. Like you said, one of the weirder things is even if you pick up, even if you're used to it, you're still leaving back family, home. You're moving away from these things, and it might be forever. It might not be forever. But there's something now that you came back with, which seems like kind of an itch to do it a little bit more, right? To travel a little bit more than you did before.
There's definitely an itch to do it more. I knew it was coming, and I knew I wanted to leave where I was and not continue to do the same thing over and over again, and be one of those guys that works in a bar and just bitches constantly. That
Right.
But the money's so good, I'm going to stick around. Like,
Right.
No, I don't want to be that. And so, I was like, I'm going to try this out, and then when it inevitably didn't work out.
Sure.
But I knew that I could come back to Austin because South by was happening. I mean, we're in the South, crawfish season's happening, and I worked in an Irish bar for a while, and I knew I could make a shit ton of money working St.
Irish bar
Patrick's Day.
downtown, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
downtown.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I've spent a lot of time like driving around the United States. I've driven cross country like 7-8 times.
Oh, really?
And,
Wow.
Yeah, and
Like for the shit of it, or did you have like a plan at the end?
some of it was just the hell of it, and because I have a brother that lives in California. My sister lives in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
My parents retired to Virginia. My grandparents live in Ohio.
Oh yeah, sure.
So
Yeah.
some of it was because I wanted to see them. Some of it because I wanted to see the Grand Canyon, or I wanted to go to Las Vegas, or I wanted to hike. I moved to Denver for like 6 months one time just to hang out and.
Okay, so you've been doing this for a bit then.
I mean,
like
kind of
pieces. It was never like planned as much, but you're like you could do it before, and you had
Yeah,
some
and so if I found what I thought would be a good opportunity, because sometimes they turn out to be shit.
Right.
I would at least give it a shot.
Right.
And so, but it was always in the United States that I was doing that. And then I realized that, like, wherever you go, nothing really changes. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're still going to work in a bar where blah, 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 or I guess people move to do other things, but I work in a bar. So people do other things, and it just kind of everything gets redundant. There's always, it's like the movie Waiting. Everybody in Waiting is actually the same person in a restaurant if you ever worked in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't do this. And I ended up working at the Irish bar for a while, and I met these two people.
Are you trying to keep from saying the name, or?
Yeah, because I hate that place, and I don't want to give them any.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to, I don't want to badmouth them, but I also don't want to give them any publicity.
Sure.
But I met two people.
Just in case they lock it down. I said Boston. Don's Depot in Boston.
Yeah.
It's an Irish place in Boston.
I was just say, fuck you, Dizzy Rooster. Suck it.
Right. Yeah, sorry.
But I met these two people that all they did was wait tables and bartend, and then they were going to Asia.
Right.
And then how long you gonna be in Asia for? I don't know, 2 months. I only bought a one-way ticket. This is insane.
Yeah.
And then they would come back 2-3 months later and show me all this stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I was hanging out with chimpanzees. I was doing all this shit." And I'm this is insane.
Yeah.
And so I really started watching what they were doing and talking to them and learning the apps that they were using and how to get cheap flights, how to find hostels to where you weren't sleeping in a giant room where there's 20 people, where you could get just one room.
Holding your bag the whole time.
I learned about Acorn, which is an interesting thing because do you know what that is?
Yeah.
I love that. That's because you're investing while you're traveling, and so inevitably the more you travel, the more you meet people, and so you get opportunities. I'm going to South America on June 4th, and I'll be there for 2-3 months. Then I'll come back to Austin, try to make some more money, and then the goal is a week in Japan because I have a friend there. I have a free place to stay. I'm like, why not go to Japan?
Yeah.
And then fly down to Perth because and we're looking to buy a motorcycle or a car because Australia has the longest continuous road in the world.
Yeah.
It's almost 11,000 miles, and me and a buddy of mine are going to try to drive
the whole fucking thing.
Thing.
Motorcycle, a sidecar? Or
Yeah,
oh my God. Jesus Christ.
He's working on that right now. So
that would be the most fucking excellent thing in the whole world to me. I mean, I feel like that's going to be a big pain in the ass, but I feel like taking a trip that long, a schlep that long, in a motorcycle with a sidecar, you're going to come out the other way with at least one novel idea. An idea for a novel. I mean, to make sure that it's clear, for the great American dream. If you replace your friend with a golden retriever, that would be the feel good story of the year.
Yeah, right.
My trip through Australia.
I'm going to give it a shot. I mean,
it sounds cool.
I mean, I'm going to give it a shot if I can make the money. If I can't make the money, then I'll go somewhere else. You know, but that's the whole goal. You just kind of plan it out and see where you can go and see how much money you can make for what football season in Texas, you're going to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
If you live in Austin, you can work the ACL festivals, and now that it's 2 weekends, instead of making $800 to $1,000 a weekend, you can make $2,000 in 2 weekends while you're working shifts in between. And $2,000 is going to get me, it's going to get me to Australia.
Yeah. No,
so.
That's always been fascinating about that service. When Andrea and I would take trips, and she was just working at Hula, or just working at Jack. And she's like, I don't have enough money. And so she just does a bunch of doubles for a bit, got that extra money, and then just had her shit covered. And so she's not making any money when she's gone because she doesn't have PTO, fine. But it's pick up and kind of do whatever you want, Yeah. And if you're stuck in a place, most of the countries you're going to go to probably have at least one area where they're going to need at least a bar back or something.
Yeah.
You speak English? Cool. This is an American-themed fucking bar. This is an Irish bar in Cambodia or whatever.
Come
on in.
Oh, yeah, there's Irish bars everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane.
Yeah.
The best thing that I have found so far doing the whole because I've done it in Germany and Mexico so far is when I get back to the United States, I'll take any job, just any job I can find.
Right.
I'm working 5 jobs right now until May 9th, till when I don't leave for South America May 9th, but I'm going to see family before that.
Right.
So I'm just taking so many jobs and just keeping, just making money, and then hauling ass, which is great because I can get them to fight against each other about when I can work. And if I don't want to work a particular shift, I'm like, oh, sorry, I was scheduled here, and then I can go watch WrestleMania or some shit.
That's awesome that you have a home base that values you enough to fight over you. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm sure for a lot of people who might try this, they might be the waitress at Applebee's who goes, well, I deserve this, but you're not good enough to do what you're doing. You can't just...
You're not busting as much
You just
ass,
can't pick up a job anywhere.
But you have to be willing to take whatever. I mean, I'm congratulating you because you obviously have
a skill set and you're good at it, clearly that people want you to work for them.
Oh, well.
Right. Which includes the work ethic of saying, "Look, no, any
Yeah,
job,
yeah,
who
yeah.
gives a shit?" Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I'll work I was working door jobs at certain bars. I was bartending. I was working at a stunt ranch for a while, and
yeah.
Like, I'll take the job. If you're going to pay me the money, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to put it in my savings, and I'm going to blow it in some other country.
There you go.
I'm gonna find out more about the stunt ranch too.
Oh, it's great. Oh my god.
Is that just for the week?
I've only worked there like 3 times.
Okay.
But like, you should totally check out the website. The website makes it look like the greatest place on earth. And then read the Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
And the Yelp reviews.
We'll have to unpack this in the next
One of my
next
favorites is
segment.
one of my favorites is the like my favorite Yelp, and I hate Yelp, but one of my favorite Yelp reviews is on the website. It looks like heaven, and when you get there, you definitely know it's hell.
Like, no question. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Unquestionably awful. Okay.
it's
Stunt ranch.
yeah. That actually, Josh, my friend Josh Strong was on the show last week, and one of the things we would say is like Stunt Ranch. Hey,
because it does look like.
Oh, yeah.
Stunt ranch.
I still don't quite know what a stunt ranch is.
What is this?
yeah.
I can't. Why is you dummies?
Stunt camp.
I love not being able to read anything here because it's shaded out because of an ad that didn't pop up or whatever the hell this is. No, I don't want to.
It's for their own thing, too.
There it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Look how fun that looks.
It does look like fun.
Oh, this actually is like a stunt. You do... Okay.
Yeah.
Like you do stunts. There's...
So if you scroll up just a little bit, you see how they have
Discover your inner hero.
oh yeah,
Stunt ranch.
Stunt Ranch.
About us?
If you what do you I don't know what that beeping noise is.
That means we need to take a break. Let's take our first break and we'll come back.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we break.
I'll just make sure that's a bump so everyone hears that first. every time. Yeah.
And the night's new, what a feeling, what a nice mood. A bam, boom, rock, we're here to rock you. It's like, yeah, what a
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Yeah.
Segment 2. The Stuntin' 2, yeah. The last segment, still hanging with Don. Still hanging at Don's with Dylan and Todd Fitt, who is the master of medicine at Johns Hopkins. We were just talking about his stint, I guess. He said 3 days working for Stunt Ranch, which is a place here in Austin. It's I mean, as far as I can tell, it's like go and get around. They're selling it like go and get around a bunch of explosions, and then like maybe we'll teach you how to roll or something.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah, because I have the main picture, like I share it for when the episode's loaded or whatever. It's like there's a fire behind it, and people are pretending like they're running from a thing.
It looks like you go here to like do stunt work in a safe-ish environment.
So
amateur stunt work.
Yeah,
the
zip line, big hamster balloon balls or whatever.
Those are used a
Yeah.
lot in movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, if you scroll up
Yep.
for just a second, you see where the van is, where the explosion is.
Yeah.
What you don't see is like right underneath where the writing is there's like a bunch of mats. Okay.
Okay.
And the first day I was there, we had a bachelor party, and
stunt
like
bachelor party.
oh yeah, and I'm like I get there and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and I asked the guy, I was like, man, how long have you worked here? He's like 3 weeks. Like, holy shit! All right, so I'm taking him to do like the zip line, which
Right.
is
shown here.
yeah, it's so interesting, 3 feet off the ground.
Just like all fucking zip lines, like everyone, like you pay these people extra to look like they're having a fun time.
yeah,
Like
Shaka bra.
I've never been on a zip line in my life where it went faster than 1 mile an hour, or I felt like I was in danger. You know.
Yeah.
Although I still want to do the one on Fremont Street. Anyway, sorry.
I've never done that. Josh did it.
Strong did?
Yeah,
Strength? Okay.
Yeah, he did it last February.
I want to do it.
But so they're going to do the explosion, and my boss, I guess we'd call him,
Right.
he's like, all right, I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to do this. And he sets everybody, like all the, the bachelor and his friends up. And he goes to like put the wires together to blow up the van.
Right.
And he's out of propane. So like there's like no explosion at all. And like, and then he like leaves and goes across to like the paintball thing. And they're like, well, what do we do now? And I'm like, I don't know. They're like, well, what do you usually do? I was like, I've worked here for 3 hours. I have no idea what to do.
Real strict, too. When you said that, I didn't even think of the red flag of, like, that they need extra help at Stunt Ranch. And they're like, yeah, I'll do it. And they're like, yeah, I guess you too. You know, like, there should be at least some kind of vetting, like, like some kind of danger course or like safety regulations or like have you done this thing before because you're around explosions? And since now I know that the veil has been pulled back or whatever. Yeah,
it's not even an explosion. You
It's
just
just
turn on a propane tank.
The fire goes up. You take a picture. You go, hey, thanks.
Yeah, look, I was in a movie, a B-rated movie.
So he went to the paintball thing. Did he ever come back or did he just quit?
No, he came back to get their money, probably.
Right.
Blew himself up.
So, but they paid good, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
I mean,
I'll take.
probably hand over a fist considering how much. It's just.
I worked there 3 days and made like $200 and bought a plane ticket to Bogota. So, hell with it, yeah.
All right.
The dream.
I guess.
Yeah, there was a couple of Yelp reviews, but I think the best one really is this last one. Avoid at all costs? No, not that one. I felt like some of my basic human rights were being contravened the entire time I was on the property. Those are strong fucking words.
Yeah.
And I always have this theory is like,
Well, we're a college town. We have.
well, right. And I think, like, especially when it comes to Yelp, like, bosses who are listening to this, if you work in a fucking industry where Yelp's important, it's a term called aggregating, where you take the highest numbers and the lowest numbers and you fucking throw them away. 1 stars and 5 stars. You want the 5 stars. It sounds really cool, but like 5 stars, it's really easy to say 5 stars if you had a good time and you're like a nice person. It's the 4-star reviews you really want. 3-star reviews and 2-star reviews. Anything outside of that is like it's trash because like you could always see this like a lot of 1-star reviews, especially for restaurants, are like this. So all I wanted was a simple dinner. Like it's like okay, it's a fucking story. It's a narrative instead of saying like oh the shrimp was undercooked and people were rude and I think I got shot. Like that's a 1-star review. But that's a simple fucking 1-star.
If
review.
I was at that restaurant and somebody got shot, I'd give it a 5-star.
well, sure. If you worked at that restaurant,
Dinner and a show.
I can't believe the steakhouse didn't have a vegetarian option. It's a fucking steakhouse.
Right.
Fuck you.
right.
Like one of those barbecue restaurants that has the sign that says vegetarian eat for free.
Free bread.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Well, the cows eat the grass. That's vegetarian.
Yeah, a lot of free onions, right?
And jalapenos.
Yeah. But like, I never trust the 1-star reviews. Like, except for this feels real. This feels real.
It's real.
Yeah. Forgive a girl her rare 1-star review. I like to see the best in things, but I have some basic human requirements. Like,
It's solid.
yeah, that's solid. Yeah. None of this like. So it was going to be a perfect night, and then like fucking Stephen King writing this review. I don't fucking care. You know.
Why would you take a first date to Stunt Ranch?
Right.
Yeah, the problem is not the ranch itself at that point. It's,
Right. It's not the delivery. It's the journey. Stunt Ranch. Wolf
Yeah.
Stunt Works. Is that also like there's 2 different
I don't know what this.
I can unpack all of this.
Corporate events. What?
Oh yeah.
So you
You can probably do the podcast there if you want. For the low price of $500.
Sure. Inside the hamster wheel.
or inside the flaming van, I guess.
Well, there's never propane, so
Yeah, you're gonna be fun.
These guys
There's
look
a,
like they're having
actually
so much fun.
there's a lake behind that picture now. They dug out a pond where they blew up a boat.
Okay.
By that I think I just set it on fire.
Sure. Well, not even a flaming arrow or anything cool?
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like a
Hey, check it out. Sipping beer.
yeah, it's not like a Viking funeral or anything like that.
Well, you said too. Didn't you say that your first day you jumped wrong?
Oh yeah,
You fell wrong.
Well, that was more my fault
It
than
was your
theirs.
fault. Yeah.
So yeah, they have one of the like. Did you ever see Lethal Weapon 2 where he handcuffs the guy and jumps off? It's one of those bags. I did that, and it was fun. I did it a couple times. I will admit that like that was a good time, but I did land wrong and damn near dislocated my shoulder.
God.
Like oh, they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, I'll live. Barely.
You already signed the waiver.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh, that's one of the big questions too.
Oh, I bet.
Did you sign the waiver? You sure? Did you pay?
So it's like a full-on professional. That's like a full-on professional stuntman landing airbag for jumps, right?
Yeah.
How high is the jump?
There's a couple different like
Actually,
ways.
that
but,
sounds kind of cool.
like I think the tallest one's probably maximum like 2.5, 3 stories.
God, that's awesome.
It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
As long as you go limp.
Huh?
Right? As long as you go limp.
well, you have to land on your ass or your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because it looks a big hug afterwards. Like,
Yeah. it's a pain in the ass to get out of. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So I'm also fat, so that doesn't help anything.
You think you could just roll, but it's like
Yeah.
everything's always up because it's always you're still sinking like in a big fucking souffle or whatever.
Oh yeah. It's great.
What other odd jobs have you done recently? Like, I mean, I know you work at bars and stuff.
Like odd jobs.
Yeah.
That was probably since I've been back to Austin. That's the oddest one I've had.
Yeah. What's the one job you won't do?
The one job. I don't know. Oh yeah, I haven't really thought about it.
Was there a job you've done before that you'll never do again?
I was a daycare teacher. that was interesting. At like La Petite Daycare, remember those?
Wait, how do you just become a? Did you? Okay.
How do you become one?
Yeah,
you apply. I mean,
do you just become a daycare teacher? Do they just need a warm body that knows that kids shouldn't eat scissors or whatever? Or?
no. And yeah, pretty much. Like they're just like, yeah, make sure they don't die, and their parents will be here at 5.
Huh, okay.
So I did that when I was like 18 or something.
Okay.
It was.
So we're pulling back a lot of veils today.
Yeah, it was weird.
Things you don't know about who's raising your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or who's in charge of your safety. at
If
the
it's a
stunt
corporate
ranch.
daycare company, I would imagine. Like I'm telling you, like you should probably leave it alone.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't dig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave
You
that
don't,
money in
get,
hole.
you don't really want to get a kinder care for multiple reasons, I'd assume.
But you never did it again.
No.
okay.
I did it for like 3 months. I was like, I can't do this.
Was it the kids or the parents?
It was more of the kids.
It was more the
Like,
kids,
Good
and
question.
which turned out to be kind of weird because I worked in bars afterwards, and they're the exact same people. The kids don't pay me, so
Sure.
I make a lot more money listening to drunks.
And keeping them from eating scissors, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Same thing. Yeah.
sometimes
yeah.
I did see a guy get shot with an EpiPen
Oh, shit.
one time. Yeah,
Yeah?
I shot him with the EpiPen.
Kid
actually.
or it was daycare
Oh,
or the bar?
It was a bar. I was at the bar. I got the video on my phone. And,
Really?
yeah, I shot a guy with an EpiPen. He asked me to. It was expired.
Hey, well,
Wait, what he wanted to use it, or was he in trouble? Like, he was
He
like,
just
I
wanted
don't,
to-
I don't want to waste this. Will you use this real quick?
He
or-
just wanted to use it. He was like, I want to see what it does to me. I'm like, I will totally stab you.
Okay, so he acquired it in a non-medical sense.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not a guy who needed an EpiPen because he was some kind of...
having an attack.
Yeah.
I'm actually still really good friends with this guy, and I'm going to Bogota with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His name is Nil Perlberg.
You're already ready for the overdose, yeah?
Yeah.
Just one Uma Thurman away. There you go.
Oh, man. Well, you stab him in the leg, it turns out. I actually read the directions before I stabbed him.
That's smart.
Yeah. But I got it. The reason I got it on video is so, like, if he died, I'd be
Like-
clear.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, testimonial.
I was in video. You were asking me to do this to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Please
Totally.
repeat that at the camera.
Put
Yeah.
your license up to the camera, please.
So what happened? Like, did he...
He was fine until like later on in the day, and he said that like he started getting like heart palpitations and things like that. But I wasn't there. He could be lying.
Okay,
You know?
cool. So he wanted you to stab him. You're still friends. He might be a liar. You're going on vacation with him
Yeah, why not?
to Colombia.
to Colombia.
Yeah,
That sounds like a hell of a
just
party.
South America,
Yeah.
and we're gonna hit a couple countries.
What's your plan in Bogota?
I'm just flying in. I'm gonna go to Medellin
Okay,
for a little bit, and then
great
The
movie.
answer is cocaine.
Yeah.
no. Well, I mean, I do like I want to chew on the leaves. I have no interest in doing cocaine.
Yeah.
But
You wanna
like
see
I've
the
heard that
experience
like
of the
chewing
movie.
on the leaves and everything like has the same effect on you as like drinking coffee. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try that, but I'm not gonna do lines of blow all fucking night. And
No, I think that's it's not a bachelor party.
no,
you're trying
yeah.
to experience the
It's not Stunt Ranch. for
culture,
hell's-
right? It's
yeah.
not
Yeah,
Come on.
Stunt Ranch would be a whole lot more fun if I could do a shit ton of cocaine. But no, we're gonna. I want to go to Cartagena just because I'm a big fan of Romancing the Stone.
Okay.
Like,
I'm
and
glad-
I want to see a walled-in city.
I'm glad
never
you said it
actually seen
before
it.
I went there. 'Cause that was an excellent reference. No one mentions that movie ever.
That's a good one.
Or where it takes place too.
Yeah.
Because I like that movie, but I don't remember anything about it. I remember loving it.
And the coolest switchblade ever. 'Cause it came out.
Oh yeah, when he cuts her hand and gets the alligator because alligators apparently love blood,
Oh yeah, everyone
like they're a
knows
shark
that.
or something.
Yeah.
But
I guess we have to watch again. Let's watch it actually because we have to take
During the break.
yeah. Let's take a quick break.
we'll take a 2.5 hour
and let's
break.
watch that. Yeah. So I know what to
But then my buddy Neil, he has some friends that live in Ecuador, so we're gonna try. And they own a tourist. How do you? I don't know how to say
like a tour
it.
group.
A tour group
Okay,
like
yeah.
thing, and they go to Galapagos. So we're gonna try to go to Galapagos.
Cool. Oh man, that's
And then come back, and I have friends
Jealous.
that live in Peru and in Lima, and
cool. Cool.
gonna hang out there. Go. One of my bucket list is Nazca, the Nazca lines.
Very cool.
What is the Nazca lines?
Oh, the things the aliens drew in the middle of Peru.
Well, I mean, technically, it was the Indians that it was Incas
Right.
that actually drew it, but like you can only see them from the air. There are these.
Right.
There's a couple hundred, I think.
Yeah.
And what they are is
Giant hieroglyphs, basically.
Yeah, they're giant hieroglyphics, and it's the only way you can see them is like helicopter, plane. So like if you're standing on the desert floor, you can't see these.
Oh, okay. I just never knew what they were called.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, aliens made them.
Yeah.
Well, sure. Or
I saw
some
it
bored
on-
farmers.
I
you
saw
know?
it on History Channel. Everyone knows this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that episode. Back when they did history.
Yeah, before it was all about
Yeah, Pawn Stars.
when they were interested in the history of these things instead of what they interesting.
Yeah, that's one of my
So
goals.
wait. So how'd you say you're going to see them?
I'm gonna. Well, I mean, depending
Balloon or
on how much
helicopter?
money I have,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to fly over them.
Okay.
So, but I have some friends that live down there, so I think I might be able to get a hookup. So
Very cool.
there's a lot of really interesting drawings that they did in this on the desert floor. Sorry, I stuttered a little bit.
That's all right.
Oh, it's fine. I'll just make sure that's a bump so everyone hears that first. every time. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Or at least get a drone.
I didn't think about that.
I mean, it looks like you have to get pretty fucking far up, and like this. I had no idea there were so many of these.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking cool.
Yeah, it should be pretty amazing. I'm really looking forward to it.
Let's take another break. We'll come back with more.
These dusty bricks, bitters mix, bitter cats split.
But he went to LSU for like a semester. Yeah,
Going on this fortified train, slowly sewing my name on the quilt. Great, wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we break.
Welcome to the show. Yeah. Segment 3 of the Fight 3. Still hanging Dylan. Still hanging with Outfit. And Don Zipo. Austin, Texas.
Just getting some excellent medical advice.
Yeah. From Ken Jong. You know, I even when I first clicked on the link, the YouTube link, I was thinking like, oh, this will be funny because he's never been. Oh shit, he was a doctor. He was a doctor for a long time before he just decided to be a fucking actor. So it's neat. I just thought he was going to be rude to Twitter people, which I've been fine with too. But it was good advice, you know.
Rude when appropriate.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
People asking dumb questions.
Especially the thing about the knee, the reflex test.
Yeah.
You know.
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I had no idea that could cause or that could indicate bigger problems.
I did.
Sure.
So, but 2 out of 3 people on this podcast didn't know. So,
Yeah.
like,
All right.
we learned something tonight. So, now 100% of Americans know that.
100%.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
And a large bunch of British people, too. So. And Sweden. Love you, Sweden.
Well, yeah, places that have good education systems.
No man who
yeah.
listen to our show.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
Y'all have a lot of
Yeah, apparently.
viewership. I don't know.
Yeah.
How the,
Yeah, there's still viewers.
We have the
Yeah.
best educated listeners on Earth.
Cambridge.
that
I guess,
that doesn't surprise me. But
still surprises me. Please tell me what your secret is. Or you can call 802-359-7468. No, seriously, any of you, actually, if you were listening to this and you're in a different country, is it because we're not speaking your language? Well, no, I'm English, you know. You can questions at drunkcastlive.com if you want to tell us why you like the show, what brought you to it, or how much you miss a Zune, or whatever it is.
We'd be happy to hear from you.
We'd love to hear from you.
Hey, we even come see you if you want.
And
I mean, you're gonna have to take the. I mean, it'll take time, but at some point,
that's fine. Okay. Even
Baby
having
steps,
one
yeah.
person, like, yeah, if you have a place that you want us to come to the show, we could do the show anywhere.
Yeah.
It's really easy to pick this stuff up. It's all battery. It can be battery operated, and the mics and just a table to attach them, you know, and drinks.
We've done it before.
yeah, or flasks.
We did it in Hawaii.
Yeah, that was actually kind of fun. I mean,
Where
like,
were you in Hawaii?
We always go to Big Island.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never been there.
no, it's the most active island. Like, not
Yeah.
in the fact that it's active. Well, it's an active volcano, sure,
Always something active volcanoes.
But it's the one that's not as touristy in the sense that like it's a lot of hiking. It's a lot of like exploring the crevices and finding the secret beaches and stuff.
Doing things that people don't want to do
Exactly.
when they're on vacation.
Especially when they go to Hawaii, they're like, "Oh, Mai Tai drinks or whatever." Like we did that at night. Like we were able
Hell
to
yeah,
enjoy.
we did.
And we always
And by night, I meant around noon. Yeah.
well, sure, sure.
It's not where you're from.
It was, that's true. It was 5 hours later there.
yes, it was. But like, and Todd, you and I talked about that. Like when you go on vacations like that, like you don't drink as much as you would do when you're at home because you're trying to explore and see stuff.
Well, Hawaii, I mean,
Even Hawaii, like we would go to the store and we get the stuff to make our own like margaritas or like get some booze and stuff.
Yeah, we didn't like go out and drink a lot.
We had one night where we did it. Like there's
Yeah.
that because we went to that really rad Irish bourbon or whiskey bar or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like that was new, completely out of place, and they were really sweet. But like we have one night where we might do that, but the rest of the time is like, no, let's get up as early as we can, and let's go out and go do some shit. That's it.
Yeah.
Go to the national parks. Let's go find, like, Andrea has this huge list of mile markers, of places where you find the mile marker, you turn left at the next dirt road, and it leads you down to a spot where you park and you walk a couple of miles. Like, we walked over Black Rock for about 2 hours to find this, like, natural little, like hot springs area that you can't get to. It's, like, super clear, like, ultra clear, but, like, dangerously clear. Like, you can't swim in it for very long because of melt your body or whatever. Not because they're hot, just like they don't have the natural like biomes or whatever to sustain life, you know. But it's beautiful, you know. You don't see that shit unless you either get information from other people or what we did really is we went to Google Maps and we zoomed out the satellite and like traced our shit.
So how long can you stay in the water?
It's like a dip in if you want to jump in. There's not a lot of like egress points either. So like getting in and getting out, like the locals say, just don't do it. Like it also doesn't. It's not what's the word I'm looking for? Not stagnant, but brackish. Brackish is a convert. So it's like it's not stagnant water, but like there's also could be some germs if you have any open sores and that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's like just safer to look at it and say like, hey, this is fucking cool. But like we literally just like walked across. We actually went the wrong way. We found the paths that people were making, moving this and this and this. And it's just exploring, you know, and that's the best thing for Big Island for us. But we're doing the podcast at How Goes on the Rocks.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That speaking of waiters,
Oh God, damn, yeah.
that poor guy.
Your waiter just kept interrupting the podcast?
No, he was
no,
fine for
no.
that. It was we went during Halloween. We were there
Yeah.
Halloween day or whatever, and he was pretty wasted.
He got fired during his shift.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I would have
Excellent
totally
dude.
got him on the show right then.
Yeah, like I can't remember if we actually talked to him like on air or not, but like it was just so much going on. It was like waiting for drinks, and then the drinks wouldn't show up, and then the drinks would show up after he thought the drinks didn't show up, and then he brought extra second drinks that he didn't charge us for because this and all this, like just crazy shit going
That
on.
fits right into the drunk cast.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, just enough chaos. And it was really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Poor guy.
yeah, poor guy.
I shouldn't have come in drunk. Why, like, not poor guy. Like,
Well, no, I mean,
Oh no, I guess he had been there all day, and I guess it was Halloween. He was in Supergirl costume,
yeah,
and and he was drunk because it was Halloween, and then ended up having to work longer past his shift, and then I guess there was some confusion there. And
Yeah,
then he got too drunk, so they kicked him out.
the story we were able to piece together from things that he wasn't saying was yes that he kind of got fucked over for the day, and then kind of fuck him over all the time. And they came in like kind of on a day off. That's the reason he was dressed like that. Like, and then worked, and then just kind of let his emotions handle how much booze he was having, and it just went over, you know. So like, poor guy in the sense of like, I don't think his plan was to get so hammered he got fired. But also, like you said, like, well, just don't drink on the job, and you don't get fired for it, you know.
And I think that's Todd Fitt's secret to being a professional service industry
no.
person who travels the world
Yeah.
from job to job.
Yeah.
Don't get so shitty you get fired.
Yeah.
well, yeah, no, yeah, that helps.
Yeah. I mean, be clear-headed.
It's
like,
pretty simple.
it's like I don't understand people who want to smoke weed when they work.
I don't understand that.
Because for me, weed slows things down so fucking much, and so instead of working an 8-hour shift, it feels like I'm working a 32-hour shift.
Well, yeah.
And I don't understand like that. It's not enjoyable to me. It's like you're making me stay here longer, ostensibly or whatever.
I know so many people that like will go and drink before they have to go into their waiting tables job or bartending job, and I'm like,
Fuck that. Yeah.
I mean, I can bartend drunk, and I mean,
yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm pretty good at it because I think I am because I'm drunk. And but
There's also
I-
difference, you can do a shot. You're also running around. You're moving. Your brain's
Yeah.
working. You're also lifting shit and sweating.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You can balance that.
Yeah.
But I mean, but I have a good friend named Bo who works at a certain restaurant here, who was talking about how like one of the wait staff came in and was drunk at 11:30 in the morning, and he was like, "I don't understand that at all. Like,
Yeah.
I can understand coming into work at 6:30 in the morning and being hammered." And I can understand coming into work
Right.
at 6:30 in the afternoon and being just shit housed.
Right.
But like 11:30, like who the hell is drunk at 11:30 in the a.m.?
And that's a person who made the conscious choice. Before I go in today, I've got to get this over with.
Yeah.
Right.
I have got to get hammered.
It's like, you need to pick, pick a different line of work, I think, at that point.
Yeah, local politics. That's fine. You can be hammered all the time, or any politics actually.
That would make
Yeah.
politics in the United States probably better if everybody was shit housed.
Did you really laugh that hard to that comment?
Oh, dude, I cried. I swear to God on my life, I cried.
I was watching. That actually is very sweet. Because I was watching the C-SPAN coverage of the healthcare, the Trump care thing.
Here?
And no, when they voted on the Trump care
On Friday.
when they pulled Trump care, like it was like the official vote was going to go through.
Yeah.
And it was not disposition, but they were having conversations on the Hill, like what we're going to do. We're going to repeal and
Yeah,
replace with this and this, and just like watching that whole thing. Like I was working from home Friday, and what kept driving me crazy is that both sides, no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, can't say fucking normal words.
Oh, you're talking about your Facebook post.
Yeah, yeah.
Take a shot.
Every time,
Yeah.
they can't say words good.
Words good, yeah.
Word's good.
There's a reason I'm drunk all the time.
Yeah, no, man, it just totally caught me off guard because it was like, oh man, out of everybody that like I'm actually friends with on my Facebook post, it's always like fuck Trump or fuck the Democrats
Right,
or blah blah
right,
blah,
right.
and that was the first one I saw where it was just like, holy shit, like that that was nonpartisan at all,
Yeah,
just like
yeah. It's flattering.
that
But
totally came apart.
it really was like just trying to say the word happening. They can't even say the word happening. Like no one can say the word happening apparently.
Well, healthcare is really hard. Who knew?
Right. No one knew. No,
Yeah.
no, of course.
So, Chad, you've been traveling, I guess, in the post-Trump Trump apocalypse.
Yeah.
What did you get any feedback or experience relevant to that? As far as you're from America, or when you're in
Yeah.
Cozumel?
I mean, people ask, I'm
just whatever. Just lay it all out there.
oh no, yeah, like
Let's unpack this. Yeah.
people like when I was in Germany, people would ask like, "What do you think about Trump? What do you think about Hillary?" And I'm like, I think they're both pieces of shit. Like, I am pretty embarrassed about about my country to pick these two dipshits.
Yeah.
But like Trump is definitely a bigger dipshit to me. And I mean, I lived in New Jersey for like 7 years between I was like 14.
Where the
and, like,
thousands of Muslims were on 9/11.
Were they all? Oh yeah,
Oh,
the ones,
thousands,
the ones that
yeah.
celebrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just remember my parents just because there was always a Trump story because you would get the news from like New York or Philadelphia or whatever,
Right.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was always something about that dipshit like building like like the Taj Mahal, and people were like,
Right.
"Oh my god, this guy's a fucking moron." And
Yeah.
but like when I was in Germany, people would ask me about it. I'm like, and I honestly did not think that he would win. I was just like, he's a fucking moron, but so is there's a shit ton of people in this country that are too, and. They're like, he's living the American dream. No, he inherited it. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
So,
Which
Yeah.
is his American dream, really.
and
He's
then
the only person in the world who owned a casino that went out of business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that he's a great businessman. He owned a casino that couldn't make money.
Yeah. No.
well, I mean, actually, to be fair on that, there's been a ton of casinos in Atlantic City that have gone out of business. And that's,
Your point is very, very. I respect that. Very good.
I don't get me wrong, I agree with you. I think he's a moron, but like, Atlantic City, when it comes to like casinos, they're just, they're floundering.
In that case, the idea is a great businessman, don't build a casino in a place that has a history of failed casinos.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
So-
sell it
or
before
where
they
there's a
go out of
Monopoly game.
business. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I was
But-
talking to Kevin Taylor last night about this, a friend of ours at Don's.
Oh, he's always
Man, he like that.
he's enraged right
He
now.
needs
Yeah.
to have like a Trump vacation where he just
He
like
does.
I've tried to get him to
stays
do
away-
it.
Like stay away from Facebook for a second.
No,
or,
I've tried to get him to like come with me. I'm like, just go somewhere with me and calm the fuck down.
Calm the
like,
fuck down, yeah.
and he's like, no, like you don't understand. I'm like, yeah, I can understand. Like,
do understand,
I can
yeah.
read.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like Kevin, here's all of the box series of Star Trek Next Generation.
Right.
Just watch these.
Yeah.
right.
Just watch these
In order.
nonstop.
And then watch them in the order you like. I was telling him, like, the biggest problem with that whole thing, like, not even really get too far into it, but, like, everyone who's been alive in America for as long as been alive knows that Trump is probably, if not definitely, the one person who's been made fun of more than any other American. Like, from inception, like, as soon as we knew his name all the way, he was always a joke.
He's
like,
been a punchline in my life since the early 80s.
Even
yeah.
Dave Chappelle had put out the 2 specials on Netflix, and he, like, in an interview about the specials, said, like, so what do you think about Donald Trump? He's like, honestly, Donald Trump's the worst thing that's happened to comedy in a long time. Because it's such, everyone has a fucking joke for it, and it's just saturated with this Donald Trump shit,
Oh, that's why
Yeah.
I appreciate Dave Chappelle. Because he
Yeah.
actually make that point about
Yeah.
comedy.
That is actually the reason that when I started traveling, Donald Trump is the exact reason that when I started traveling, I stopped posting political shit on my Facebook and like on my Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I realized that when I was in Germany or I was somewhere else or wherever the hell I was, all I ever saw from the people that I knew from home
Right.
was just political bullshit.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, I wanted to be something different than that.
Yeah.
And like,
and you kind of wanted them to also enjoy this vacation thing that you're doing. Not like they'd come with you. Is like you go out and you see it in a bigger scope. You say like, this is a big deal to you. But like, oh, what if it wasn't? Like, what if you could just like step away from it and say like saying it like Kevin Taylor, like, fucking go to Bogota with me, just for even stay for 2 weeks.
come
and
for
just-
a day. Come to Mexico.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't
yeah,
matter where
yeah.
you go. Just go somewhere.
Yeah.
Just take a vacation. You don't have to constantly read this shit
Yeah.
and make yourself miserable.
Yeah.
And
But sometimes people need to be miserable. As a person who does often enjoy being
Misery?
being upset.
Oh. But you're an optimist.
I love it.
How's it even possible?
I just like that's why I dig really deep into conspiracy theories, because they drive me fucking crazy.
Oh,
you know?
Shaq is apparently now on that train.
God.
that's got to be bullshit.
It's not. It's not. It's,
No, he said it. It was out of his mouth on his podcast.
when he went to LSU for like a semester, really put on.
He got paid well when he was there. It was
Maybe-
fine.
He did, yeah.
maybe
He did blue chips. Remember that?
baseball jokes too, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the most fascinating thing about it. Like, especially because if you listen to the actual recorded part of that podcast, like he started talking about that thing, and it's like, no, you don't. Like his podcast buddies are like, you don't actually believe in it. He's like, yeah, I do. No, you don't. No, you don't. He's like, look, man, I drive from LA to New York all the time, and it looks pretty flat. And like one of the guys said, that is the single stupidest thing you have ever said on this show. Period. And he's like, nah, man, like. Fucking, but they believe it. They really believe it. It's miraculous to me, you know. Then of course now there's more people thinking about it and like trying to make a case against not against why it's really bad for science. It's like these motherfuckers, like they're like puppies trying to figure out how stairs work, you know. Like they're not doing big crazy things. Like they're not doing anything about inside jobs or like they're not doing false flag bullshit. That drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So they're cute conspiracy.
Yeah, like because what does it really mean? Like they're not going to if they have kids, sure they're going to teach their kids, and maybe that gets worse, and maybe that is kind of scary. But like, the kid's going to be like, no, especially once we were able to get outside of the fucking universe and like see anything. Or go to
we've done
California.
that.
Go to California one time. Just go to California one time and look for Hawaii, not flat. That's it. The end.
Oh, it's just too far. You can't see that.
No, that's their point. Is like there's no fog. It's like the reason why you can't see stuff is not like someone there's no mirage or whatever.
I would say like
5,000
Catalina.
But you should be able anything straightforward.
yeah,
you know?
You see Catalina Island.
Yeah, if you're gonna like
only
look
20
to
miles
see it.
away.
Sure.
They'd say, well, curvature is this or whatever. We're like, no. Look for Hawaii. You should be able to see if it's flat all the way. You can't because we can't find it. You know, like we could. I don't know.
Well, the thing.
The moon's very far away and it's lit, but we can still fucking see it. And they
thing
also
is-
believe. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
The moon is-
Actually,
the
I
moon is
don't-
bigger than
I
Hawaii,
don't-
though.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
try to avoid like reading their bullshit. So like, if I might be wrong, and if I am, let me know because I actually don't know because I.
I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. So is like the world is flat, right?
Yeah.
So like, are all the continents on like one plane, or
Yes.
are they
Yeah.
on both sides of the plane?
One plane.
One plane.
So what's on the other side of the plane?
Nothing.
Well, actually, they would say
Tree roots.
Sheol. Hell is underneath.
I have not seen that one.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Because the the big damn ugly spoiler or fun fact about it, whatever, is that it is a conspiracy to keep us from finding God. That's what it is. Is that like if you're able to get outside the bubble, which is impenetrable, and basically instead
There's
of looking
a
at
bubble, too?
yeah, it's like look at it like more like a snow globe instead of a flat disc. That the snow globe is impenetrable. We can't get out there. That everything has been snuck around us. You can't go on the outsides because there's ice walls. Like
And I think
so,
the weird thing about this is there's multiple levels and multiple schools of thought in the flat Earth realm. Because what I'm seeing is like Earth is just more like a snow cone, where the bottom is all just rocks and tree roots.
well, yeah, that's part of it, but that's also
But there's no dome in that.
that's
one.
where hell is. But the dome exists, so if you fly outside, you can't see hell. They got. Yeah, it's wonderful. Let's take
But
a
you
bit
can
of a-
drill to it. Apparently.
You can try to drill to it. Yes.
Can you climb over the ice wall?
NASA will kill you.
Oh, NASA.
And NASA, they say, used to be an old Hebrew word that was reappropriated into an acronym.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh.
it's deeper and deeper.
Well, I would say rabbit hole, but I'm concerned that they would consider that a
Well, China
racially
can't be on the
insensitive.
other side of the earth.
Yeah.
You can't date China.
Yeah, and Shaq said that too, right? It's
He
like,
did, yeah.
So much more in the pack. But we got to take another break. We'll come back.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we break like
Body by Todd.
I'm Todd Fit.
Yeah, yeah.
tripping on his deep groove. And the night's new, what a feeling, what a nice mood. A bam, boom, rock, we're here to rock you. It's like, damn, what a vibe.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Segment 4. It sounds like still like it's Dylan. So, what's Todd Fit?
Hello.
Don Siegel. We got some shots in front of us. Is there anything we didn't cover this week that we wanted to cover? I did bring up the healthcare thing.
Oh,
for
man, my
a
mind is
second.
still blown from the break when we went deeper into the flat Earth.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, that got weird.
And we can
Yeah.
only get so deep until we hit hell. So, or so the Germans would like.
But you can keep going, apparently.
We better have Shaq and Tila Tequila on their show to tell us all about it.
Please, God, no.
God, please no.
No, I genuinely want to have
Yeah,
a flat
I'd
Earth person.
love to have a conversation with
I
a-
want to know why.
Well, I'd like to have a conversation with a person that we know is educated about it, and also
I'm
educated.
not really sure those things go.
And also educated.
There are some people. I'm sure there's more than zero. I'd like to find the one person who's like really just no. I think this is the truth here. I'm pretty sure we'll never find the person, but I think they exist. If you are one of these people and you want to come to Austin, please come to Austin and be on the show.
Nothing else. Just explain the footage I just saw on YouTube. That was apparently a video attempt trying to explain how you guys were right.
Like how sunsets
that didn't
yeah.
actually explain anything. Didn't even pitch an idea what you're trying to explain.
Yeah, and
You played a clip of a sunrise and then rewound it in reverse as proof. I'm like that's not proof of.
yeah, you walked away, Todd. Essentially what it was like. This is a third one that's going to probably do the same thing, where they show a picture of like the sun moving in a direction, but it's like here's a problem, dude. Here's a big problem. Like this video is a person taking video from a plane as it's flying.
Yeah.
They do that a lot. Like look how flat the Earth is even from this distance. Like, but they're flying and watching the sun go down, trying to prove that the sun doesn't go down because it's going in an angle instead of straight east-west. It's like.
But you're in a moving vehicle.
But you're moving with it, and it's also fucking huge.
Yeah.
And eventually it does actually go down.
And if you fly across the international date line, at some point it just gets dark.
Yeah, right,
Like-
right.
Or it becomes tomorrow.
And that's actually a really important point. When you're flying above all the shit, it gets dark. You
Yeah.
should still be able to see the sun, even if you're on the left side and it's on the right side.
Yeah, there aren't any mountains to block your view at that point.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's
you're
nothing.
You're
Yeah.
at 36,000 feet. Like,
Yeah.
No, I'm just mystified that people put this and say, "Here's the proof." Like you're not even.
Or like a claw. There's
I-
YouTube character's claw. Nice. I wonder what their excuse is for this one. Well,
actually, I wonder if you can fly with the sun. Like, you know how, like,
can't go fast enough.
why? It's not going anywhere. It's flat. I mean,
If they can, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like-
I thought we were talking about real science for a second.
no. We're not talking about real
Oh,
science.
no,
Like,
yeah, we were talking about that before. Like, can they go to the moon or not? And then you were saying that they believe you can't fly the moon.
Some people believe that the moon is inaccessible
But if-
because
if
it's.
you're
Some people
ins-
believe it's outside and also flat, outside the dome. Some people believe it's inside the dome.
Well, can things be outside the dome?
Some people believe that.
Well,
So,
what's outside the dome?
more flat planets.
heaven.
Well, in heaven, really. Like so that's the bigger fringe. And what? Oh yeah. It's,
Okay.
It's kind of charming in a way.
Which brings up a bigger question to me is like, how big is fucking heaven? You know?
It's huge.
Yeah.
I always heard it was
mean,
a place on Earth, so it can't be that big.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
Well.
Oh, it was Blue Heaven was the place.
Blue Heaven is a
You know, I
place
always
on
liked
Earth.
My Blue Heaven with Steve Martin.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That was a good
Which
one.
did place
Yeah.
on Earth. So.
Yeah. Which they consider a sequel to Goodfellas. Did you know that? I read an article about this the other day.
What?
On like Looper.
Like a
Because-
spiritual?
But I thought
No,
it came out
like
before Goodfellas.
it did actually. It actually did. There's an article on Looper about this.
Is this Vice? Is this some
No,
guy
it's
who's like,
Looper.
they're going to fire me unless I come up with something
It's
stupid?
the Flat
this
Cousin
thing,
Vinny
like-
Society.
Like the guy that wrote or whatever Goodfellas or whatever.
Yeah.
He was dating the lady that wrote When Harry Met Sally and all of those movies, and she was like the writer to
Nora Ephron.
Nora Ephron, yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like one of the writers for My Blue Heaven.
Huh.
Apparently, I don't know. I didn't actually look it up.
But yeah, that came out before Goodfellas.
Yeah, it came out a month, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the article.
Conspiracy?
Yeah.
Burr, burr, burr.
New York is flat.
Steve Martin's hair was really flat in that. Like that flat top was super flat.
Pretty good flat,
Yeah. So
And white, too, right? No.
Yeah, it was white.
It was white.
Yeah.
it was gray with some white.
Sure.
Are we going to do these shots, or what are we doing?
Oh, we are.
Oh man,
we
I
get
don't know.
the-
Are we going to do them on
My mind is so
line,
blown
or?
right now.
So tired. Anything this week, Todd, that you wanted to bring up to
Oh, yeah,
if you have free open thought about something in the news, something entertainment, movies, TV, books.
Places you want to go on your bucket list?
Yeah.
Uluru, definitely.
What? Huh?
Uluru, Ayers Rock is what the gringos call it.
I know.
I guess they're not called
that's in
gringos.
Australia.
Yes.
Oh yes.
It's nowhere near anything. It takes forever to get there, and it's a big giant rock.
Yes, it is.
Like a big fuck off.
It's where the
rock.
dingo
It's a
ate
big
that
fuck
baby,
off
or
rock.
that baby ate that dingo, whichever way you want to look
Depends
at it.
on who was spinning the story.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The people that believe the earth is flat, the baby ate the dingo, so,
The proof is right here.
yeah.
It's pretty neat.
Fum, fum, fum.
I'd like to go there myself sometime.
I definitely want to check it out when I get there.
I don't want to sound like some kind of like. I don't want to sound like a fucking like brat or whatever. But I'm scared of Australia.
I am too.
it's probably-
16 hours to get there, 17 hours to get there, and then everything wants to kill you. Like, because my theory is that when Pangea was a thing, the country said nope, and they all pushed away from Australia.
That's
Because of
That could be possible.
that
yeah.
makes the most sense of anything I've heard so far.
it's tonight for sure. Okay, okay, I'll take it.
And people always forget how big Australia is. Australia is the size of the United States, actually a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And has 3 people living there, and the rest is all desert that wants to kill you. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And a very beautiful amphitheater.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but good
They
luck.
have a better football. Australian rules football.
What is that exactly?
Rugby.
Yeah, it's like rugby, but I guess you get to kill people or something.
Like XFL? If XFL was cool?
No, yeah.
There's definitely no
If,
helmets.
that's a giant if.
30
No, actually,
yards. 30
back-
yards total. Everyone's got a gun.
Back when ESPN
No
was still
guns in Australia.
That's true.
Yeah.
Back when ESPN was still awesome, they would play Australian rules football
Yeah.
at like 3 a.m. And because I don't sleep very often, I would watch it. And it's pretty much rugby, but it's fun.
Wait, it reminds me. Someone told me that you don't have hangovers.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have. Well, I guess it depends on how hard
You do get hangovers there.
I
Okay.
now that I get older, I do.
Yeah.
Now that I am older, I should say. But back in the day, no.
Sure.
And also, like, it was probably Josh that told you that because I can go to bed at 4 a.m. and I'm going to wake up at 7 or 8,
Yeah, I get
and
that too.
I'll go to work, and very rarely, very very rarely do I have a hangover where I'm like, fuck this.
Okay. So everything's intolerable pain.
It's not tolerable. It's actually pretty goddamn miserable. But like yeah.
It's just work ethic.
Work ethic, yeah. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
You're-
So
What's a good Texas boy?
Anything else that you'd like to bring up, Dylan?
I'm still swimming in this whole proof
What-
thing.
we
I'm
haven't
sure.
talked about the new DC
Yeah, let's do it.
Justice League trailer.
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
my God,
Yeah. Second trailer for DC Justice League, which is just rushing full ahead despite all good advice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, you know me. I still don't have the fatigue. I mean, it's creeping up.
I'm waiting for the soundtrack to drop.
Oh, God. I mean,
what did you think of the shitty version of Come Together?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
so great. Actually, Josh, I bring up Josh again. He was talking. We watched the trailer for Geostorm.
what is that?
Oh man, it's gonna
I've heard
beat
of
what Avatar. the greatest movie ever. Like, it stars
Last
the guy.
Airbender, yeah.
It stars
Yeah.
the guy from like 300 and Law Abiding Citizen. Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's. I'm trying to. It was
Better or worse than Justice League?
Well, by-
yeah. I mean, I'd call it a draw actually.
just about you can say law-abiding citizen referencing Gerard Butler in the same sentence. You know more about his career than I think he does.
Yeah. Well,
Well played.
thank you.
Yeah.
The only reason I know that movie is because it was I thought they had an interesting way to kill somebody when he orders a steak in prison and stabs somebody in the throat with
the
a
bone.
T-bone.
Yep.
It's like, oh wow. And this movie sucks, but that's creative, I
Yeah,
guess.
one thing. It's the one thing.
Yeah,
And some people will probably fight you to death over that one scene. It's the reason why that movie's fucking excellent.
and they're wrong.
Yeah, and they're wrong.
We can fight to death.
You hear that, Josh? You're wrong.
Yeah.
Josh, you love it. You love too many things.
Oh, he does.
He actually tried to have a conversation with me one time because I'd been talking about things that had come out and I didn't like. And he's like, "Well, Travis, I think maybe you just like are really overly critical." It's like, no, dude. Last Action Hero is still one of the best movies ever made. In my heart, not actually excellent, good movies. Like I know schlock. My tastes are on a horseshoe. You know, I want it to be supremely awful or fucking as close to perfect as possible because perfect kind of impossible. Everything in the middle is disappointing, and
Yeah.
when you're right in the fucking middle, where it's like, or like even really close to perfect, and it's like you just missed this one thing. I wind up hating those movies even more.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
been trying to get me to like things for a quarter of a century. It's just like, no, dude, this sucks.
Well, that's been part of not a stigma. That's been part of like the theme for Todd too. Is that like Todd hates everything that's good or whatever. It's like, okay, well, I don't remember actually talking to you about things and being like, oh, really? You don't like that? Because like you not liking Batman vs Superman is like, yeah, of course, like you and 99% of the fucking
yeah.
population.
You saw the movie.
because you saw the movie.
I have high I'd like to think I have high standards. I might be wrong.
Well, and-
I like well whiskey, so probably not. So
Well, that means you're being frugal for your taste or whatever. But like when we found out you liked Hudson Hawk, I was like, no, this guy has great taste.
yeah, I appreciate that. And Hudson Hawk is an
The
excellent movie.
Yeah.
Great litmus test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like salsa at a Mexican food restaurant,
It's like what?
salsa at a Tex-Mex restaurant,
Oh yeah.
or crab rangoon at a Chinese restaurant. Anyway, sorry, that's a distraction of my litmus test for different things. Let's take a shot. Let's do a toast. What do you want to toast tonight, Todd?
Let's just do a toast the drunk cast. Thanks
Oh,
for having
man.
me on. I
Appreciate
appreciate
that.
it very
Yeah.
much.
Good chatting
I
with you.
hope I was a little bit entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, me too. So does Sweden.
I'm still,
I need-
my head is still just,
I need Colombia to think
I can't
I'm
believe-
entertaining, so I don't get kidnapped and
Sure.
hey, we want your money. I don't have any.
yeah.
Just give them the phone and tell them to call 802-359-7468.
Oh God, if I could do that,
802-359-SHOT.
it'd be worth losing a finger for you to have.
Aw.
Oh, that's
That's
really
the
sweet.
sweetest thing I think is
I mean, not for me. I'd have him cut off Neil's finger, but
That's fine. It's still cool. It
Thanks,
still counts.
Neil.
yeah,
That counts.
yeah. Fuck
This
Neil.
is for forcing me to stab you in the leg with an EpiPen. Just one finger.
No. I laughed so hard I cried when I did that. It was like your Facebook post.
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
Oh,
All
it was.
Yeah. That's fun. Do you, when you're away, you're going to tweet or blog or Facebook or...
I'll Instagram.
Like, have you thought about doing like a Tumblr blog just to post your like where you are and what you're doing? Because like,
No, not really.
because you can make a whole career out of traveling.
That's
you know?
Yeah.
that's actually something that we're working on.
Yeah.
And I've got, amazingly enough, the more I've been traveling, the more I've gotten people on Instagram and Facebook and
Yeah.
other places that have started emailing me and things like that. So we are working on that corporate sponsorship.
Sure.
But
Are you going to set up a different Instagram for that, or you use the
right now, I'm going to
main
work on my own. We
Yeah.
might start something in the next month or two about like just the trip to South America in order to start getting things.
Right.
Because we want to separate it from like the bullshit we talk on our own thing.
Right.
And but
Well, let us know,
Yeah.
and we'll tell the kids who listen to the show.
well, that's another thing. I want to be your
Todd on the street.
Yeah, Todd on the street.
Yeah.
South America. The South American correspondent for a little bit if I can.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we get the timing out, like, we'll set this stuff back up so you can call the 802-359-7468 and try to talk to us while we're recording. It'd be pretty
See,
cool.
that's what I would actually
Yeah.
like, because then if I'm just talking and leaving a voicemail, I'm going to be like, Bug It Out's cool.
Right. This is
that just goes to Travis's phone anyway. So.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and the laptop. So yeah, it's easy to get that call in and get that thing running. Because we did it one time where we literally just like set it up and said like with the Twitter said, "Hey, we're live. You want to call?" And then one of the guys who'd been friends with, like, listened to the show. Like, I hope he still listens to the show. I haven't heard from him, but Click or whatever. He called and was like, "Holy shit, it worked! It's fucking cool!" Like, it was just a random, like, the phone started ringing. It was like, you know, like, crunch time. Yeah,
I totally want to do that. Like that's actually one of the things we've been talking about is like
cool. Yeah.
Doing more podcasts, but definitely this being the number one, and then like the Instagram, the Facebook.
If that starts working out too, like if it's to the point, like I'd be more than happy to try to like send you some gear. So like especially if it's a lot of traveling where you're, especially if you're in a car or in your spot where you can just hold a thing, like we could set some stuff up where you can send us the video and we can help you produce it. You know, take it back, do some video and do some audio. Like talk about that.
That we can definitely do. A lot of it, I would. So like the
audio
whole
first, of course.
Well, definitely the calling in. I can definitely do, but it's gonna have to be something small because we're gonna be backpacking through 4 countries.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
You know, like a koozie, like I can take koozies and like on the fucking equator or on, you know, like put it on a tortoise in Galapagos or some shit, you know, which I don't.
I'm sure the environmentalists would love that.
Yeah, no, that'll get you.
Just put another.
We get exposure. Yeah.
Put another turtle on it, so it's safe.
All press is good press, right?
Yeah. I'm sure
that's the Kardashians.
I'm sure there's on the Galapagos Islands. There's at least one turtle that actually enjoys koozies.
Yeah,
it's so diverse there. You know, so take that turtle, put it on the other turtle, and then take the koozie and put it on that, and then take a picture, and then say proves flat Earth right, like something like that. Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to do something like a T-shirt. A T-shirt would probably be better because I'm more likely like the Drunk Cast fan club or something.
Sure.
But yeah, because where the
you
places
want free
where
clothes, is what you're saying.
I mean, it'd help if it's all cotton and I can wear it for 3 days and wring it out. Yeah,
we'll figure that out. Let's wrap it up. Where will we find you on Instagram right now if they want to follow this next part of your adventure?
Todd Fit, TODDFITT is my name on Instagram,
cool.
And the same thing on Facebook.
Cool.
I think I'm T Fit on Twitter, which I use very, very randomly. But like, my Instagram's where to go for right now.
Yep.
Mostly because I try to keep. I should probably start a Facebook page where it's like a fan club or something.
The worst case scenario, you shut it down, you know, or you can make the Todd Fit fan club Facebook group too.
Fun with Fit or FC Fit or Todd or
FC
whatever.
Fit. I think you really should call it the TFFC. Because, because when people ask about it, you're like, oh, it's my fan club, like Todd Fit fan club.
I like that.
We obfuscate a little bit. Now it's a little exclusive, you know, like there's a velvet rope that you've made with an acronym.
Oh, you don't know?
Right. Oh,
the whole goal is like to get the corporate sponsorship and like, you know, do all that shit and end up like at some party in LA where it's like, I meet some random fucking like, oh, I'm a. What do they call it?
Travel blogger?
A fitophile.
Not a travel blogger, but one of the like a Kardashian. What do they call them? Reality star.
Okay,
I just want to meet one and be like, I don't know who the fuck you are. Get away from me. And like,
whose daughter are you now?
Yeah, you're kind of hot, but like, I'm leaving in like 30 minutes to go somewhere where you're not.
Right.
So.
Right.
Fitophile.
A fitophile.
Yeah.
Fitophiles.
Wow,
That'd be your fan club. Yeah.
My parents will be so proud.
We could probably do some kind of like branding too, whereas the Todd Fit could be like a T-shirt line that you would only get at like certain like very exclusive like workout places like gyms.
Oh,
like the Todd Fit, you know.
There you go.
You know.
I'm gonna have to lose some weight.
Wow.
No.
You run the thing. It's fine.
Yeah, you just sell the merch.
It's probably
branding.
Probably
Branding.
even funnier where you're like, yeah, it's me. I run the gym.
I do want to do like an episode
Body
or
by
something
Todd.
with like,
Body by Todd.
I'm Todd Fit.
Yeah.
Come to Don's Depot.
Get Todd Fit.
Yeah. We're gonna order pizza and drink whiskey and beer.
That's right.
I do want to do like a random episode where it's like me, like Todd Fit and Brad Pitt.
Fit and Pit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And Andy Dick shows up and you both push him over.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat the shit up.
We all agree about that one.
Well, I never put Andy Dick in that. God, that's I'm sad now.
Yeah, no one puts the dick in a corner.
God, please, I hope everybody.
Please, don't put him in a corner.
I hope everybody puts Andy Dick in a corner.
Yeah.
Just stay there, shut the fuck up. All right.
Yeah, he killed Phil Hartman. Anyway, so
Wow.
it is time to wrap the show up. Dylan, anything you wanted to
So many
to
conspiracies,
add to?
man.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you like the show, you want to know more about the show, actually, Todd, first and foremost, thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Hey, thank you for
are
having
a
me.
fascinating person. It's cool to actually talk to you and get some of this on record.
I appreciate it. Thank
Hey,
you.
we'd love to-
I was really looking forward to this when you brought it up.
Cool. Yeah.
It was good to come home and get to talk to you and hang out with you
Yeah.
and you.
We'll buy you a shirt.
Yeah, we'll make
You
that
should buy me
work.
multiple shirts. I'll just spread them around multiple countries.
Yeah, because at least one of the gags was like, he's going to hostels, like, here's some free shirts for people who
Yeah.
are going to
Oh, like a
hostels.
losing,
Yeah.
actually, like
With
a
the
losing NFL team.
Yeah.
Actually, with the hostels, you should give me a shit ton of koozies,
Yeah, sure.
and then I can just be like,
We have some.
Yeah, we have a lot of them.
Some that are,
I've seen, actually.
that are misspelled.
About 298 of them.
that are misspelled.
Yeah, some of them are misspelled.
Wow.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Or podcast responsibly.
So again, perfect for those African nations you're visiting. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Japan for sure. They eat bad English up like fucking
Yeah,
Tic Tacs,
they wouldn't
dude.
know.
They wouldn't know. And if like someone would say like that's misspelling, so like that's cool too.
I can definitely do Japan for you.
Yeah.
I can get that. I can send those tomorrow.
I'm gonna go to Japan with you. I mean, if you go to Japan, I'm gonna go to Japan. I think.
I'm shooting for Japan the 27th of December.
Okay,
that's specific.
it's gonna be cold, but yeah. I think
Well,
it'll work.
I don't get back. I don't get back from South America until. Yes, please.
See, personally, I would have gone December 7th.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Kind
I
of a
would've gone-
revenge. Yeah.
We're back, bitches.
Right. I would love to have done that, and I love the humor in it, but like, I don't need the ass chewing from my mother. I have one thing. Like
Fair.
my mom's like, you have to be home for Christmas, so like,
Yep.
I can act like an idiot.
All right, moms are moms. You gotta.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
All right,
Was there supposed to be somebody else here, by the way? There's an extra microphone.
We always leave this open to remind ourselves of the emptiness that is art.
Or life.
Adam was supposed to be here, but
It's Hanukkah Harry.
It's Hanukkah Harry.
Yeah.
It's Claude Rains. It's Harvey.
Hanukkah Harvey.
If you like the show, Hanukkah Harvey. Hanukkah Harvey, the Jewish rabbit. Rabbi. You like the show, we'll know more the show, to go to drunkcastlive.com.
You can't spell rabbit
Drunk-
without rabbi.
Yes. Yeah. Hassan Pfeffer. You go to drunkcastlive.com, drunkcastlive.com for ringtones and other information about our show. You can, if you want to know more about, you can also go to facebook.com/drunkcastlive, or you go to Twitter. We're at drunkcastlive on Twitter, drunkcastpics on Instagram, and maybe some Snapchat stuff in the future. If I still don't understand why there's not an easy fucking way when you have things like Snapchat and Instagram stories or Facebook stories or what's the one that's like all about video, the Periscope that Twitter does? Like, there's no way to attach. They're mobile only. So I can't attach a thing for, especially because podcast is the easiest fucking thing in the whole world. I'm not going to hold my, like, I love you, JC, but like, I don't want to hold my phone up the entire time I'm doing this show, you know? So it's sad we can't do that, but eventually I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to hack some shit.
Facebook Live?
Facebook Live, but you have to, it's mobile only unless you hack some shit and like, whatever. I will figure it out.
That's only mobile only, even if you have a.
Yeah.
No shit. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Well, and like, unless you
These
have
kids today, man.
very special equipment, I guess. I don't know. And I don't have that equipment, but we'll get that equipment someday, and you can watch us get drunk together. 802-359-7468. That's 802-359-SHOT. That is our shot line. You can call or text that number to call and text that number. I don't even care what you do after that. You can leave a nasty voicemail. You can tell us how much you love Nancy Pelosi. You can tell us that you think pineapple juice is the best thing in the whole world or whatever. I don't care. Like, do it. Reach out to us, and we'll feature you on the show. Actually, I almost completely forgot that we did have someone who was really excited about listening to you on the show.
Listening to Todd?
Listening to Todd on the show left this voicemail.
Hello, Kevin Stout.
Yeah. He knew you knew, and he knew he needed to.
Can you do me one favor? Can you play that again, please?
Oh, of course, yeah. I can give it to her as a ringtone if you want to.
I might use that as my text message ringtone.
For him specifically?
Oh, no, everybody.
I will set that up. Oh, for everybody. I think
That
it.
is phenomenal.
That's the power of the shot line.
Yes, like see how easy it was for us to set that up?
Yeah.
It took no time to bring it up.
It could be you.
It could be you.
He really called that in.
Yeah.
God damn, that's amazing.
The quality is excellent and easy to hear. There are questions at drunkerslive.com. There's also a place where you can send it whatever. Like, we can find us the iTunes store, the Stitcher store. There's like a bunch of different like weird podcast things that pick up RSS feeds and just shove it to the different ways. I've heard you're not supposed to listen to Stitcher on mobile because they input ads, which is weird.
Really?
But I couldn't prove that. I don't know. There's some people that whatever. And then who knows what's going to happen next week after we have a little meeting with the people. We'll figure that out. So that's it. I'm Travis. We love you so much. And please podcast responsibly.
We come to let you know what the deal is.
Bitch.